looks cool, man, with the hat and the suit. I think it does look cool. They love the face of this thing. The face of it.
Attention, you are now tuned in to Pass the Controller.
Game roll. Round table, show me your moves.
How these moves get good and get in the groove.
Gears of war like Sonic hop in the tuck.
You don't want the smoke, you'll get body by big knucks.
Come for the character, stay for the content.
Fans from the elite to the civic binding.
Conventions are streamed, the topics deceased.
So tune in, peace and hair grease. Let's go, baby. Peace and hair grease.
Pass that, pass that, pass that, pass the controller. Pass that, pass that, pass that, pass the controller. Pass that, pass that, pass that, pass the controller. Pass that, pass that, pass that, pass the controller.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's right. Welcome to the second annual. I can't believe we're doing this for the second time in a row. The second annual Pass the Controller Gaming Awards, or what we like to call it, the Passies, everybody. Listen, it's such a beautiful season, man. A beautiful 2021, full of fun, adventure, video games. This is the best thing ever, and Smoke has left the building. Listen, that's what we do here at Pass the Controller. The show is over.
I had a fan that grabbed my
It's a fan, exactly. Listen, there you go. And everybody got to grab the mic. Everybody got to grab the mic. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here. Yes, I am back with my red suit, so go and screw yourself, because this is the Passies, man, because we are doing it right, we're doing it big, and we are going to celebrate what it is for 2021. Listen,
I think a fan just grabbed one Sis mic.
Yeah, the fan just grabbed one of Sis mic. Oh, dude, let's listen, this is such a fun time, right now.
This is doing a cigar on a fan right now.
Hey, there he is, man. Listen, this is what we do here, man.
You might be the only one.
You ain't gonna be the only one, man. Listen, This is 20.
Testing. What's that? What?
What's that? Here we go to our reporter out there, Civic. What you got to say? Stop. Nah, this is what we do here, man. It's 2021. We celebrate a whole year of video games, man, and the glory that's shown to us basically this year, man. Who's coming out to the strongest? Who's coming out to the weakest, man? Listen, we are so happy to live in this timeline, man. To appreciate such work of art, and 2021 has gave us so much to live for and so much to love and appreciate. We're going to go ahead and give our appreciation back to them. But before we do that, of course, we got to go through the round table, man. Listen, you know who I am. I am McNux, man, your host for this evening for this beautiful PTC Gaming Awards, and I cannot do this without my two co-host, man. Listen, to your left side, my right, I guess, you know what I mean? I don't know where it's sitting exactly. Listen, my man right here is the player 2 to my player 1. Listen, because every time you play, listen, I don't know. I love you, Civ. This is Civic Minded. Civic, how you been?
Yo, we're doing all right, man. Hey, welcome back. I can't believe we're doing this for a second straight year. Welcome to the Passies, everybody. We got a lot of awards to hand out tonight. Look at this. We got our the Platinum Joystick Award, aka the Passies.
The Passies, baby.
Yeah, got tons of awards to give out tonight. Lots of appreciation, lots of big news, lots of fun. We got a little musical number planned for everybody. That's
yes.
Great. Stay tuned for that. That's going to be cool. And the best thing about tonight's show is, just like we did last time, this is an awards show in the video game world for the people, by the people. So you get to participate in this. Every single award we give out tonight, you're going to have a say in how it goes live right here. So stay tuned. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to go live right now. I think we have Smoke out there on the red carpet. Let's see if Smoke's available.
Smoke.
Hey, yeah, right here down below, outside right now. We got the red carpet going on in the back and all. And I am the variant version of Knuckles, the Elder's Evil Knuckles in this universe. So right now, I know it's a special privilege for Mark to have me on here and everything else. Even though I don't have my British accent right now, I could say I'm Knuckles, but I decided to go with my American accent tonight. So I'm here as a special tribute to you, Knuckles, you know, because of the fact that we're here for the Passies Awards.
Exactly.
What more could you want at the Passies Awards?
What more could you want?
And we're all decked up. Mark is wearing his bright reds. You got Sid, who's always looking sharp as ever, you know. And for me, you know, always bet on black. So, like, without further ado, we're going to get ready. And Ryan, Mark,
yes.
Take it off?
Oh, we are ready to go. And remember, people, that's right. This is a live voting because right now you control who wins. Now, what we're going to do right now, as far as the Passies go, we did this last year. We're going to keep doing this every year. Is we're going to deliberate after every category and nominations that we announce. We're going to deliberate as a group. You know, we're going to put our votes out.
Power of democracy.
As a power, exactly. But it doesn't. Listen, our votes matters. Listen, not just us as as three of us, man, but you, the chat, has the power to sway the votes. And so we got live on YouTube. I got the YouTube chat running. I got the Twitch chat running. I got the Facebook chat running. Listen, you go ahead, and as soon as you nominate, you want to put hashtag and your winner name and all that too. And that's all you got to do. That's all you got to do to make your vote count. So your vote definitely counts. Make sure you put your votes out on every category for tonight, man. Listen, we're going to make this show popping, man. But now, without further ado, let's go to our first category. Now, our first category is we're going to take it really cool, really good. We're going to talk about the best multiplayer experience. Now, we got to think about what's the games that came out in 2021 that was so much fun for all of us that we had to play with our friends. You know, we had to play with friends. You cannot play by yourself. Now, here are the nominees for best multiplayer experience. We have Aliens Fireteam Elite, Back for Blood, Knockout City, Halo Infinite, Mario Party Superstars, Pokemon Unite, and Outriders. There you go. So that is our 7 nominees. Aliens Fireteam Elite, Back for Blood, Knockout City, Halo Infinite, Mario Party Superstars, Pokemon Unite, and Outriders. Now,
good list.
That's a good list. Now let's deliberate as a
Whoever
team.
came up with that list did a good job.
Oh man, yeah, you did. Let's deliberate as a team while the people are going ahead and just pretty much putting the votes out. We got the votes out already. Let's deliberate as a team. Let's talk about this now. Best multiplayer. Now, really, honestly, to me, this is my opinion. Out of every one of those, and if Halo didn't come out in time, I would have gave it to Back 4 Blood. But Halo has my vote for sure. You're looking at, as far as when that surprise announcement came out, we was all shocked and appalled, and we was like, "What in the world's going on? This is a prank." And when we actually got the chance to play Halo, we was floored, and we was like, "This is the greatest way for us to get up out of our beds, man, and to get on the PCs and Xboxes and play, man." Seriously, my vote goes to Halo. What about you guys?
Well, for me, I have to say it's a toss-up between Aliens and Outriders. Outriders because the fact that Outriders made a strong comeback. It was all right when it started out beginning of this year. It made a strong comeback a month ago with the new upgrades they did on it. And I mean, they listened to the fans. They went back. They basically redesigned for the multiplayer. They listened to the fans. You don't have to pay for anything. Basically, a good majority of everything is free, and all you have to do is put your hard work, blood, sweat and tears into the game. And the cool thing is you can carry over the stuff that you had, even if you upgrade, whether it's cosmetics and all, and it carries over. You could save it into your character and all this stuff. And I mean, again, there's not that many multiplayers I'm into that will bring me out to play multiplayer. But I got to say, Outriders definitely made a strong comeback. And Aliens, Fireteam Elite, for Aliens is also a good toss-up because, again, Season 2 just came out a couple days ago.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a major surprise for a lot of people. But Aliens, we had a lot of fun earlier this year, the three of us. If you include Nick, the four of us, we all got a chance to play it.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes you work. Again, I like a game that makes you work, but is enjoyable at the same time. Again, a lot of fun, a lot of hands-on. And it takes me back to the movies of how the Alien franchise was. So they did a great job. I can't wait to see what they're going to be doing for 2022. So again, it's a toss-up between Aliens and Outriders.
Nice. I like that. How about you, Siv?
You got to give it to Halo in one regard, is that not only did we not really see it coming, but when it comes out, it's probably one of the best multiplayer experiences that franchise has ever offered. Everybody, almost unilaterally that I know of, loves it. It's just getting great reviews. It was the big talk of Gifts for Gamers, that convention we went to. Everybody there was talking about Halo Infinite because it came out just like right before that. So, so yeah, I mean, real strong showing. Aliens Fireteam Elite is a fun game. It's really cool. When it came out, it was a little glitchy. There were some issues with the user interface, things like that. And it's a little repetitive, but super fun.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, dude, it's genuinely a very fun co-op game. And I'll tell you, on the harder difficulties, it is really like the Aliens experience you've always wanted. Like whenever we saw the original movie by James Cameron, you always thought about how cool it would be as a video game. So the original Alien movie got its video game version with Alien Isolation.
Right.
Finally now Aliens has its like spiritual successor spin-off, in that sort of ilk. It has Alien Fireteam Elite, which is really good. Back 4 Blood's great. What else? I mean, I did not play Mario Party Superstars, and I did not play Pokemon Unite, so I have no opinion.
Mm-hmm.
But all these are good. Even Knockout City, that game's phenomenal too. Have you guys played Knockout City?
I played Knockout City. It's a lot of fun. Yeah, it's a really. I mean,
totally cool.
A new age dodgeball, man. You can't ask for more than that. Seriously.
I mean, it's so creative and it's such a simple concept, but it's very addictive. Like once you really get into it, it's just a blast, a lot of fun. So I mean, these are all strong candidates. I mean, the game that I put the most time into is probably Aliens Fireteam Elite.
Mm-hmm.
But quality-wise, like from day one, the best showing. I probably would go with Halo.
Mhm.
So it's a toss up for me between those two. What's the chat saying? What's everybody out there talking about?
The chat, I mean, we could go and say the winner because the chat is
Yeah.
actually looking.
Halo?
It's looking one-sided. Ladies and gentlemen, we were going to announce the winner of Best Multiplayer Experience, and the winner is... Halo Infinite. Let me tell you something, man. Halo has won. I mean, seriously, dude. Halo is so freaking awesome, dude. Halo is like the
Yeah.
you know, it's the best thing ever. You know, seriously, that's the best thing ever. And trust me, I can never get enough Halo, man. Like if I
So the
want,
first award tonight. This one goes out to you, Halo Infinite, the first Passie of the night. Very
yes,
nice. Good
exactly.
job.
Listen, that's good, man. And what we do, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna actually we're gonna tweet out to 343. That's what we're gonna do, Civ.
Oh, yeah.
Tweet out to 343 and give them our love and you know, tell them that they won the Passie, man. Which is, hey, there we go. You know, so that's what we do here, man. But listen, that is just one award for the night.
In the age of COVID, they were unavailable to attend tonight due to limited audience size. But yeah, accepting on their behalf will be me. Hi.
There you go. Speech is how we start.
Thank you.
Oh my
guys.
God. Listen, it's just the start of a great award ceremony. Our next category is Video Game Character of the Year. This goes out to pretty much a notable character of 2021, man, that we were all touched by, that pretty much we were all close to, you know. This video game character has the wits, the dialogue to say, man, to capture each and every one of our attentions, and act. Yeah, basically, listen, it's this is the best video game character ever that we've seen this year. Now, the notable ones, I think it's hard to pick from a lot of it, but I feel like we picked the right ones for this year. And now, the nominees for Video Game Character of the Year is Colt Vaughn from Deathloop, Chorizo from Far Cry 6, Lady D from Resident Evil Village, oh my God, Travis Touchdown from No More Heroes 3, Rivet from Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, my God, Weapon from Halo Infinite, and Black Panther from Marvel's Avengers War for Wakanda. Those are our 7 nominees. I'm gonna read them again. We have Colt Vaughn from Deathloop, Chorizo from Far Cry 6, Lady D from Resident Evil Village, Travis Touchdown from No More Heroes 3, Rivet from Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, Weapon from Halo Infinite, and Black Panther from Marvel's Avengers War for Wakanda. All right, fellas, those are our nominees. What say you?
Just as you were reading that list, I changed my pick like 3 times.
You changed your pick 3 times, and that's why I
I
won.
just don't even know. Those are all really good. I mean, I just finished Deathloop, so Colt is definitely high on my list. That his dialogue is amazing. It's so good.
Mm-hmm.
His banter with Juliana throughout that game, it's just absolutely awesome. I almost want to go with Lady D from Resident Evil, just because her impact was huge.
Yeah.
Like literally and figuratively huge. Just because when they showed that first image of her, she didn't say a word, she barely did anything, but people were like blown away, like, oh my God, like that's a totally new direction for Resident Evil. So I could go that direction. You can't not love Black Panther. I mean, come on, you got it. That's like the best. That's the best part of the Marvel Avengers game is Black Panther. So I don't know. I'm super torn on this. I don't know. What say you, Smoke? I'm
If you had to pick one, so if you had to pick, okay, we'll come back to you. So we'll come back
around. We'll
All
come
right.
back around. I want to see what you guys say.
For me, it's a toss-up between Colt and Black Panther. Black Panther because you got Christopher Judge.
Yes.
From Stargate, who's the voice of, and also Kratos for God of War. So you can't go wrong with Christopher Judge. And plus, Black Panther, like for War of Wakanda, he was just awesome in the game. And it was hard to believe that was Christopher Judge. I'm like, wow, he really channeled like Black Panther. Colt, to me, like Brian, Colt Colt. I think Colt. If it wasn't for Colt, Black Panther would have got it. I'm going to lean towards Colt because Colt was just had the funniest lines, and it was just every time I played a game, he would always say something, and girlfriend that played opposite with him was just going back and forth. So it was just like, damn, it was great. It was a great. I mean, if I had my way, I would nominate both. It was just a great collaboration of both of them. They had good chemistry, even though they were playing opposites and all. But Colt was just funny as hell, man.
And Juliana was a great character too. And I think she barely missed getting nominated just because she had less dialogue.
Right.
That's all. I think that just because Colt had so much to say and do, and just his whole demeanor and everything, and I mean, pages of dialogue. Like, he barely repeats himself. I keep playing that game even after I platinum the game, and you still hear him saying new stuff, and you're like,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
He goes to ring a doorbell, and every time, Susanna.
Oh yeah. When he just comes up with words. He's like platypus, hamburger, French fries. Like, purple stop sign, go-kart, spatula. Like, oh my God, like how many words did they get him to say, just to keep doing? I almost want to keep doing it to hear him repeat one, but I've never heard him repeat a word. So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I might have to lean towards Colt.
Lean towards Colt?
Yeah, because
I think I'm going that way.
Yeah, because you didn't know whatever he was going to say, and Brian made up a good point. It wasn't linear. It was flying up the seat of his pants. It was almost like Colt was in the game. Like he was like, I'm gonna come alive every time you come on the game. But you
feel very, say what you want, but even that game as a whole, you feel very in the moment. Like, it doesn't feel like it's just voiceover for just nonsense. It feels like it's reacting to stuff that's happening like in the moment. So it's very organic dialogue. So yeah, his character definitely feels alive. So yeah, I'm going with Colt. I'm a smoke on that one.
Okay. I'm so torn between two, which is one is Lady D and another one is the second one is Weapon. From Halo Infinite, because of Weapon, and Weapon, tries to be, tries to replace the, the hearts of all of us that love Cortana, and Weapon does perfectly, you know what I'm saying? So, and I feel like that just the banter between Weapon and Master Chief, man, was it just felt comfortable, you know what I mean? Like, I was so in tune to what she had to say, every time, you know what I mean? Like, I'm still playing it, like I said, every time I just look forward to her, pretty much what she's going to say next, you know what I mean? Or how she's going to help me, what she, or just some jokes or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, she's like a little dry jokes, but like I said, she's trying to, like I said, all of us that love Cortana, man, like, she is really pushing Cortana out of our hearts, and I think she's doing it real well, with the dialogue that she has. And Lady D, I mean, come on, Lady D is Lady D, you know what I mean? When you think about somebody that has that impact, to a lot of guys, like, listen, when guys come and say, hey, step on me, Lady D, they really do, you know what I mean? Like, since she has that impact, you know what I mean? It's just that fierceness with her, you know what I mean? That kind of makes you, shiver, and at the same time, it's like, wow, man, she is really good, like.
Too, the competitiveness in this category, for video game character of the year, it's getting harder and harder every year because a lot of the stories we see now are so character driven. Like, you could go into the characters from Life is Strange, Colors.
Yes.
It Takes Two, the characters from that.
Mm-hmm.
There were a lot of other characters in Far Cry 6. I mean, Giancarlo Esposito's character is the main.
Ah, that's right. Yeah.
I mean, what's not to love? Like, there's so many great characters. So it's super tough, man. I mean, you could almost build. I hate to blow this game up like this, but you could almost build a list just based on Deathloop. There are so many cool characters just in that game alone, and it's so hard to pick winners.
That's right. But and the funny thing is that the chat is spread out for the chat as well too.
Yeah.
We have Rivet, we have Travis Touchdown. You know what I mean? And it goes on from there. Like, everybody, there's characters that connect to each and every one of our hearts, man. And it's like, you know what though, I can relate to this character, you know what I mean? Which is really cool.
And Rivet's a breakout character.
Yes.
You talk about Ratchet and Clank, there's already so many great characters. So for them to bring in another character, it's always hard. It has to be a great character so it stands out. And Rivet is awesome. Like,
absolutely.
The way it was, introduced and everything, I was like, okay, it's really creative. So yeah, I could see going that way too. And that's one of those franchises that already has a ton of great characters. Like, that could be its own list. So it's tough. I don't know. What do you think, Smoke? What's going down your head? You thinking Colt?
Yeah. Oh, I already said Colt.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
So with all so with all that and with everybody's votes in the chat, the winner for best video game character of the year is it is Colt Vaughn. Yep. So Colt wins it. Colt wins it. Absolutely, man. Seriously, that you know what though? I'll tell you this, man. I'll tell you this, and I'm watching a lot of people play a lot of Deathloop. I haven't touched Deathloop yet, but I have watched a lot of people play Deathloop, and I see the actual the closeness that everybody can get to Colt, man. Like seriously, it's like, you know what though? Yeah, I can see why Colt can be a fan favorite for a lot of people, man. So yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, you know what though? They did a good job for that character development, man. For both characters in Deathloop. So for sure, absolutely. So big shout out to Colt, man. And who is the voice actor for Colt?
You're catching me off guard. I don't remember the gentleman's name, but he's awesome.
Okay, yeah, we got to get the voice actor for and definitely shout.
Funny.
Mm-hmm.
It was funny because they had to buy him a PS5 so he could play his own game. He didn't own it.
Nice.
He went like a couple of weeks or so or whatever and never played the actual game, and I guess the studio found out about it and they're like, "We'll get you a PlayStation, man." Like,
dude, that's perks, dude.
He didn't have. I think he was an Xbox guy or a PC guy for a long time.
Jason E. Kelly.
Thank you.
Jason
Yes.
E. Kelly, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Jason E. Kelly, we're going to definitely shout you out, man, on Twitter. Congratulations, man, on your beautiful performance, as well as to
awesome.
the team of Deathloop as well. So yeah, that is a good win right there. Next, this is going to be good. We are going to our next category, a video game movie of the year. Now, there has been a lot of video game movies that came out for 2021, you know what I mean? Of course, we got a lot of video game movies that we're looking forward to in 2022, which
I'm looking forward to the Passive Controller movie.
It should be a Passive Controller movie. I'm going to tell you right.
We're in it right now.
And there you go. There you go.
Hey, look. I heard Kevin Hart wants to play you. The Rock is going to play me.
Hey.
Jason Straham's going to play.
Diesel's playing me, right?
No, Jason Stratham I heard wanted to play Silver.
Oh, Jason.
There you go. And I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm gonna give the winner of 2022 video game movie of the year. And you know what I'm gonna say? Sonic 2. That's gonna win it. Listen, I don't care what you say.
Hey guys.
Sonic 2 is gonna win next year. There you go.
Hey, let me announce this category.
You want to announce the category?
I have to add it.
Actually, I was going to say Spider-Man because Spider-Man just came out.
No,
really
that's not Spider-Man.
Do we count that as a video game movie? They can't count that as a video game movie.
It can be.
All right, so Civic, you have the honors of doing that.
All
okay.
right. I'm going to announce this category, okay? And there's a reason why.
Okay.
I just remembered there's another one, a really big one, and I forgot all about it. So I'm going to remix the list here for a minute. So
okay.
All right. So video game movie of the year. Now there weren't a lot, but there were 5. Okay, so
I know what you're going to name. I already know what you're going to do. I already know what you're doing.
Do you know what I'm going to do?
I already know where you're going.
Oh, we'll see. I don't know. Oh, I guess we'll see.
Somebody's on a hunt. That's all I'm going to say.
What? No.
Oh, man. All right.
Okay,
good.
number 1. Okay, so the first nominee is Mortal Kombat. Okay, Mortal Kombat came out this year, the new one. We have Werewolves Within. Yes, that was a movie that came out. That was a video game movie that came out this year. Everybody's like,
Werewolves Within, yep.
It's a video game movie. It is. Resident Evil, Welcome to Raccoon City. We have Free Guy with our boy Ryan Reynolds. That came out this year. And 8-Bit Christmas that literally just came out like less than 2 weeks ago. So that just flew right under the radar.
All right, so repeat those nominations again for the chat.
Mortal Kombat, Werewolves Within, Resident Evil, Welcome to Raccoon City, Free Guy, and 8-Bit Christmas. And did I do what you thought I was going to do, Smoke?
Actually, I thought you were going to mention Monster Hunter, but
no, that was last year.
I didn't even think about Monster Hunter.
That was last year.
That was last year.
Was that last year?
Was that last year? Okay.
I thought it was this year. It might have came out this year on demand, video on demand.
Yeah, I think digitally I think so, but it came out in theaters. It was right around the whole COVID thing breaking out. So.
Yeah, dude, I'm gonna start this off, man. Free Guy got to beat everybody. I was gonna say Mortal Kombat until you threw Free Guy in, and I was like, God darn you, Sif. Free Guy, Ryan Reynolds, man. Listen, I can't. I saw that 3 times already, dude. 3 times. Matter of fact.
Really?
I think one of the times I came out in the movie theater, my car got towed. Free Guy was phenomenal. It was legit. My car got towed. Free Guy was phenomenal, yo.
If we really want to go down the rabbit hole, now I'm not saying we add this movie, but this movie is not talked about nearly enough, and I don't even know if it had a theatrical debut.
Mm-hmm.
But did anybody see Boss Level?
No, nah,
Do you even know what
I
I'm
know it's
talking
on Hulu.
about?
I know it's on Hulu.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. We'll talk about that sometime. Let's table that one. It's not really a video game movie, but it's based on video game logic. So it has like a video game. It references video game logic. So in a roundabout way, just go out and see it first and tell me what you think. I don't even know if it came out this year. That actually might have been late last year also, but yeah. So Boss Level, that's the one. So okay. So between Mortal Kombat, Werewolves Within, Resident Evil, 8-Bit Christmas, and Free Guy. What's the chat up to? What are they?
Oh man, listen. It looks like it's one-sided. Now before you gonna say? I'm sorry. Go Smoke.
I was gonna say Mortal Kombat because if we're basing on video games, even though I loved 8-Bit. As a matter of fact, I told you guys about it. I was like, hey man, it's a great movie. And I love Free Guy. I think they're great. I mean, if you're saying based around video games, that's one thing. But if you're saying based on a video game,
good point.
I'm looking along the lines of what's based on a video game. So if I'm looking at it, if we're talking about,
you want it to be an adaptation,
right? If we're basing it around video games, then overall, yeah, I agree. But if we're basing it on a video game, I would have to say Mortal Kombat for the simple fact is that despite the story, it didn't have a strong story. It stuck strong to the lore of Mortal Kombat as far as characters. The writers have to do a better job of writing the Mortal Kombat story, but they did, as far as lore-wise, they tried to stick to characters that everyone knew. They threw in some extra, again, could they do better? I'm hoping they do better in the sequel.
Right.
But if we're going to go for lore, and also don't forget about the animated movies, the animated video game movie, Mortal Kombat Legacy. Oh, no, Mortal Kombat Legends, I believe. It came out earlier this year, and it was animated, and it was a sequel to the Scorpion Mortal Kombat animated movie from last year. So if we're going to include that, we should include that also. But again, I just think that the Mortal Kombat movie, it built up the hype. Everybody was seeing it. Everybody was viewing it. So I think it got more airplay because it built up the hype. And come on, you got Scorpion taking on Sub-Zero. I mean, that was the ultimate.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Movie. The trailer alone had everyone talking for 6-7 months before the movie came out. So I'm leaning towards Mortal Kombat.
And the chat real quick, Supersonic Cast on the Twitch chat says, nah, they kill Kung Lao, give the award to Free Guy. That's why I'll be listening.
the things that were bad in the Mortal Kombat movie were kind of bad. I think that they added characters that didn't need to be there. And I'm not dogging that guy's performance. I'm just saying you don't need to add a character to a franchise video game thing that already has 75 characters to pull from. You don't need to add another one. You either pull from the lore of Liu Kang, Scorpion, or Sub-Zero. Just make them, they're your core characters in that. Or even Johnny Cage. I mean, which they're going to do in the next one anyway. The good parts of the Mortal Kombat movie, I think, are really hidden. Like, they don't get enough credit. The dude that played Kano was awesome.
Yes.
That dude was
perfect.
Awesome. And by the way, Cabal, wow. Give Cabal a spin-off movie.
Yeah,
that was awesome. I love Cabal.
Yeah. See, man, dang, man.
I was like, that's what I mean. Like the things that were in bringing back the original Shang Tsung, that was cool. That movie is going to get dogged, but I think over time, when people kind of chill out a little bit about it, they're going to realize how good it was. Even people were like laughing about the whole thing they did with Jax and his arms, and I'm like, no, they like actually explained his story a lot better than a lot of other ones have. minus the Scorpion movie, which Smoke alluded to, which is really good, by the way. All right, so I digress.
Okay.
Here's what I'm gonna say.
Right.
8-Bit Christmas exceeds expectations.
Mm-hmm.
It starts off, it's like a mashup between like A Christmas Story and Princess Bride. Okay, it's Neil Patrick Harris's character talking to his daughter, relaying a story about his childhood and his quest to get an 8-bit Nintendo back in the day, the NES. But you think it's going to go a certain way, but there are some really cool twists in there. And if you really pay attention to what the hell's going on,
Mm-hmm.
you see a lot of stuff where, like, you know that the people that wrote it, it's based on a book too, I believe. But the story that is being told, it's real deep. It's real deep. And the end gets you. Like, the ending, I was kind of like, you know, I watched it with my wife and we're both like, wow, that's freaking cool. Like,
Mm-hmm.
it's really good. So that could, I'm not saying it's better than Free Guy, but it's a strong second. Don't sleep on 8-Bit Christmas.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Good. It's available on HBO Max right now.
Absolutely.
If you get a chance to see it, definitely see it. But I have to go with Free Guy. It's perfect. All the stuff that goes on in the background of Free Guy makes it like it earns the award just in and of itself. Like people clipping through objects and nobody mentions it. It's like a lot of like humor that only gamers are gonna get. Like it's funny for anybody, but if you're a gamer and you've been around in this industry for long enough, it's funnier because you see stuff that you're like, oh, I get that. I understand that reference. So yeah. So yeah, I'm going Free Guy.
And see, you know, I was torn between Free Guy and Mortal Kombat, and again, you know, like I said, it's just you know, and Smoke made a good point. If you talk about like, you know, based on the video game, definitely Mortal Kombat, you know, and it's just video game, you know, movie, flat out, Free Guy, you know what I'm saying? But regardless, I'll tell you this right now, like I think I would probably have to go with the one that I actually seen, I think about like maybe 4 times right now, which just be Free Guy, really, man. I love Free Guy so much, man. But it is not up to us. The chat has voted as well, and we have a clear winner. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner for video game movie of 2021 is Free Guy. Free Guy it is, man.
Every time you know what? Every time
Did
Mark
anybody see
stops,
Werewolves Within? No.
yeah, every time when Mark stops, I'm thinking he froze.
No, it's-
Free Guy, Ryan Reynolds, and all the crew in Free Guy.
all the crew of Free Guy, man. We listen.
Yeah.
We bless your hearts, man. Bless
all
your
you
hearts.
guys, man. Grab by the Passy.
You can picture Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, right.
You know what? He's definitely getting tagged in this.
Oh yeah, please. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah,
Give him the
Ryan
props,
Reynolds,
man.
I can
Yeah.
see Ryan
We will
Reynolds.
tweet you, Ryan Reynolds. We will
You're
tweet
gonna
you, man.
see that, you know, on his internet database profile. Awards won, Passy Award 2021 for Free Guy. Well, actually, the movie won it. He didn't win it, although.
Exactly. Now we have a lot of people that's still coming in, you know, getting their seats in the award show. Remember, it is a award show that is pretty much run by you. The only way you can vote is if you are in the chat and you go ahead and put hashtag and your nominee for every category. Okay, so hashtag nominee on who you think should win the category for each. To win the category for each category. Anyway, yeah. Listen, this is what we're gonna do, man. We have another category here, man, and I think this is going to be one-sided. I believe it's going to be one-sided, man. I believe so, but we'll see what happens. This is video game platform of the year. Video game platform of the year. Here are your nominees for video game platform of the year. It is Nintendo Switch, Microsoft Xbox Series X, Sony PlayStation 5, Evercade, PC, and mobile platforms as well. We're gonna put mobile platforms in this, you know, separate nominations. So we got Nintendo Switch, Microsoft Xbox Series X, Sony PlayStation 5, Evercade, PC, and mobile platforms. We're gonna do mobile. We're gonna leave it as mobile. Go ahead and put your votes in now in the chat, and let's go ahead and go around the table, man. I feel like you know, we have some thoughts and feelings about what our favorite console is, man. What do you say, Smoke?
Let me just say this. For the last couple seasons, I've always talked about how Xbox was dropping the ball on a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And in the last year since I've had Xbox XS, I gotta say Xbox has made me become a true believer again. And the reason why I'm saying that is because while PS5 is doing a lot of bells and whistles, and they're doing amicably all right. When I got my Xbox and I bought it home, I remember when I wanted to do conversion of all my games from the Xbox catalog instantly, plugged in, no problem.
Mm-hmm.
When they offered Game Pass, I was like, yeah, there's got to be a catch. No, you pay a certain price a year, you get a whole catalog of free games. You download, even when they come out of the catalog, you get to keep that game as long as you bid. But here's the beautiful thing. New games that were coming out, such as Outriders, like Halo, was like Game Pass, drop, day one. What? Free? That's unprecedented. I'm like, oh, you got to be kidding me. Download, day one. Okay? PS5, you got to jump through this kind of hoop, that kind of hoop, that kind of hoop, and then get charged the extra $10 just to get Ghost of Tsushima. If you had it on PS4 and you want to convert it over to PS5, you got to go through this hoop, that hoop, and you got to transfer it. Then you got to pause it, and then you got to cut off the game, cut back on the game. Spider-Man, same thing. Instead of just giving you the PS5 upgrade and not charging you, what do? Oh, well, in order for you to get Spider-Man 2 and plus Miles Morales, you got to update this and you got to upgrade that and you got to pay an amount to get the upgrade and all this stuff. So I'm sorry, as much as I love PlayStation games and yeah, they got some of the AAA titles. I'm sorry, sometimes I feel like PlayStation tries to pimp you. PlayStation should stand for P for pimping, playing the pimp game, because they try to pimp you. Xbox made it so simplistic, and they really thought about the consumer this time around. They made it affordable. They made it so easy. Now PlayStation is like, oh, hold on, they're doing Game Pass and it's doing well. Hey guys, hey, guess what? We're gonna do a Game Pass for 2022. Come on, guys. I mean, seriously, think about the consumer. It's not about always making the dollars. It's not always. I mean, you got Uncharted about to come out, the collection. How many times has Uncharted has been done and redone? They had it for the PS4. All of a sudden now, in order for you to get the upgrade for PS5, you got to make sure that you got to jump from this rock to that rock in order to get this copy, then that copy. And then here's the other thing: if you get the PS5 version to Uncharted and all the games, you'll get a free movie pass to go see the Uncharted movie, which a lot of people were like, yeah, all right. Again, you cannot try to pimp consumers. They're not going to go over. Eventually, consumer. And then you got the nerve to charge them $70 for a game that down in 6 months is going to be maybe $40 or $30. Come on. I mean, I'm sorry, and I'm all for supporting, supporting game designers and all that, and I'm all about that. But there got to be a line that in this day and age, when times are hard, you have to think about the consumer. The consumer is going to put the money in your pocket regardless. But you don't want to pimp them out because you're not going to have a high enough. You're not going to have a high enough ratio for people to look how Cyberpunk got cheated. People got cheated out of Cyberpunk. People got cheated out of the Avengers. And as much as I love the DLC for Black Panther, people were cheated out of a lot of stuff. So again, you got to start thinking about more the consumer. Free Guy kind of showed that a little bit in the movie. Mm-hmm. And they talk about, and that was a good point. That was the one thing I loved about Free Guy, because it kind of showed you the realistic side, and it was in a comedic kind of way. But I'm like, yeah, that's how some of these designers say, oh, well, hey, you're going to shut down the system. You want to take away from the system. Oh, they're not going to care. Yeah, check this out. And I'm sitting there like, damn, that's how a lot of them think probably. Again, think about the consumer. Xbox took the time to say, we're going to go back to basics. We're going to think about the consumer. We're going to make it easy for those people to migrate their games from their old games and all. And they're still bringing on more games to the catalog. So again, Xbox won me over. They're rising high. PS5, don't get me wrong, PS5 has good AAA games. When they do it right, when they're not trying to screw the consumer or trying to, how can I say, when they're not trying to really mess up the consumer, when they're really thinking about the consumer. But Xbox, I have to say they're really thinking about the consumer this time.
Civ, I got to get you. I'm going to be last on this one. Civ, what's your thoughts on that?
PlayStation 5.
That's flat out PlayStation 5. You know what? I feel you. They say, enough words. I feel you on that, man. You know what's so funny? Just the things that's been happening this year. And like I said, I'm so happy that I got a PS5 and everything too. But I feel like I've been on Game Pass more than anything else. And Game Pass for PC. Now, this is not a nod to PC, but this is definitely a nod to Xbox for sure. You know what I mean? As far as the titles that are out there now, the subscription service, man, is so beautiful. Like, seriously, I was really, honestly, dude, I should have, man. I wanted to get. I should have kept my Xbox Series X, man. I was selling that and all that too. But listen, if I had to give a nod, I'll definitely have to give a nod to the Xbox Series, man. Seriously, you know what I mean, for doing what they had to do for the game service, for Game Pass, for sure. You know what I mean. So, and yeah, I feel like Xbox have won my respect this year. You know. And I feel like it's only this year, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know that PlayStation is trying to, they're trying to do something. They're trying, especially with the whole, the subscription service as well, too. They're trying to, figure out something to do, you know what I mean? That's why they're trying to do the same thing like Xbox is.
Your contention is that Xbox is the better platform because it gives you access to older games.
Is
that kind of what I hear?
But not really. Not really. I feel like if I'm looking at it this way, besides that point, I feel like that I have go ahead and turn towards playing Xbox more than I do my PlayStation. Now you think about I'm thinking about like a lot of stuff that I play on PlayStation now. Like I played a few games on PlayStation, but I feel like I haven't turned on my PlayStation 5 a lot lately compared to going to my Xbox or just going to the Game Pass and just like, you know what, I want to try this game out. I want to try that game out. I want to get used to the Xbox universe and all that too. And I love it. I love it this year. You know what I mean? Like I said, they did what they had to do this year. And this is the reason why, again, that PlayStation is trying to piggyback, you know what I mean? Which, I mean, like I said, we was hoping for it. Like, it's about time. It's about time that PlayStation's doing that, you know what I mean? To right now get a subscription service. And I can't wait. Once they do that, I'll be like, you know what? Good job, PlayStation. I'll be back on the ball for 2022 next year. You know what I'm saying? But
for me, it's more than, the criteria has to run deeper. Just, not just giving you access to games that you can access elsewhere. Because if we're gonna go that route, then the clear winner is PC, because you can emulate anything on a PC. Obviously, that's stupid because people are looking at me right now online like, come on, that's not fair.
Right, but at the same time, okay.
But wait a minute, hold on for a
Oh,
second.
yeah.
The whole thing is like, that's really great, but for some of us, like, you're talking to a guy. I don't get rid of old games. I keep them all. I still have Agony in my collection.
Yeah,
I just don't get rid of games. I build a library. When something enters the Civic Center, it don't leave.
Mm-hmm.
All right, it's the Bermuda Triangle, bro. You're like, the game is here. I own it. It's mine. So, in that regard, like, I don't really, I don't feel the need to subscribe to any service to get older games. I already have them. Now, I don't want to sound dickish about it because I know that it's important for people that want to try games maybe they never did before. That's fair, but for me, I have to look at it like, okay, well, what's the gross, what's the net outcome of me having a system versus like just keeping old ones around, just to get older games or keeping new systems to play games I used to play. What I look at is, who's doing more, better, and newer. And when it comes to my criteria, it's about new IPs.
Mm-hmm.
For better or worse, and this is a fact, not opinion. Sony has more new, intellectual property type games, newer individual titles than any other platform. That includes PC. Yeah, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I know, that's crazy. It sounds crazy. You can look that up though. I'm not talking just about AAA titles. I'm talking about them actually through their development team, advocating for newer designers, indie groups, and things like this to come out with newer games and things like this. So. You see it. You see games on that platform you're not going to see elsewhere, which is still pretty cool. Nintendo probably runs a close second, believe it or not. Nintendo's all about that. They always, they try new things. They're more of an innovator. To me, it's never going to be Xbox or Microsoft's forte. They are going to look and see what Nintendo does and what Sony does. They're going to bring those third-party games over that they feel are beneficial. Periodically, they might reach out and do a new IP. But what was the last one? What's the last brand new, earth-shattering, cutting-edge
I mean,
game that you had to have? No, I'm not dogging Xbox.
Yeah, I feel you.
Xbox screen tonight. I'm repping Xbox, baby.
Yeah.
But I just feel like that's great. You've got so it depends. There's no right or wrong answer, and I think that Eric brings up awesome points.
Mm-hmm.
The Game Pass really is just. I mean, so it is better than anything Sony
Right.
has right now.
Right.
But it speaks more to people who want to have a more diverse library with minimal, like your risk reward is better with Xbox. Don't get me. That's probably, if I could paraphrase, it sounds like that's what you're saying. I don't have to invest as much time and risk my money to get a crappy game. I can subscribe, and if I like it, I can keep it. If I don't like it, I can.
Right.
So that to me, maybe I'm talking myself out of it, but that's where I think more of the value would be. But if I'm looking for a game, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I think if I'm looking at it on the lines, if I'm bringing in I'm looking at it as a product as someone not like yourself that's widely versed in video games and all, but you're bringing a novice person that has a family, can't afford to go out and buy a whole bunch of games. You have access to a library where you don't have like the systems like we have. Like, we have a library of systems. They don't have a library of systems, but grew up on some of these games. They want to show their kids and say, hey, look, we can download these games and I can show you how to play them, and it introduces them to the world of video games. And now some of the games, they're cross-platform,
right,
PlayStation and all,
right.
But like I said in the beginning, PlayStation, of course, without a question, they got their AAA games. They're always going to have the AAA games, but for me, and I never thought I would say this 2 years ago. I never thought I would say this now. I look more about the consumer right now because of everything that's been happening. It's harder, and especially what happened last year where people had a hard time getting the PlayStation, where it was more accessible to get a Xbox and all. So I have to look at it on a practical scale. A lot of people that want to try something different, that's easy accessible for families, for everyone to enjoy and all. So and even though everything that you said, and like you said, are all good points. I mean, there's no disagreeing with that, but I'm looking at the consumer base and someone who is going in that really doesn't collect games like we do, that's not well versed like we are. I'm looking along the lines of someone that really just wants to have their family immerse their games with their family and interact with their family and say, look, these are some of the games I grew up on. Let me show you. Let's download the games. And it's free. And then say, Dad, well, these are some newer games right here. Let's download and let's play. Again, that's my mindset.
Right. And I just want to say this real quick before we announce the winner, because at the same time, and I get what you're saying, Civ. It's like you can say that as PC as well too. But when I look at what I use, and I have so many subscription services on PC besides Xbox Game Pass. I got Steam, I got GOG Galaxy, I got Epic Game Store, and then Netflix games and God knows whatever else, man, that they have. So I have all those, but I feel like my usage, and I like the word usage. I feel like my usage is going towards Xbox Game Pass so much. You know what I'm saying? That, I mean, like I have hundreds of games on my Steam, but I'll still go towards Game Pass. You know what I mean? That I can go ahead and just play. And matter of fact, even the price, it's what? Like right now, it's like $12.99. That's as far as subscription goes. $12.99 to go ahead and play Forza, which if you go ahead and get a copy of Forza for $60 to see how it goes, you know what I mean? I can go ahead and try it out and just download it for free, or not like download for free with the subscription service, of course, you know what I mean? And just play it out right there. You know what I mean? With the new games that are out now, it's usually just go and throw into Game Pass, which really, Spencer did a great job, you know what I mean, establishing that. And so I'm thinking,
I don't want to belabor the point, but don't sleep on mobile games.
Well, for sure. Oh, dude, yeah.
I think the time has come where we have to start really having this conversation. We've talked about it a little bit in the past, but I know people say, "Oh, well, casual gamers play mobile games."
Nah,
yeah, but so do you.
Yo, Civ.
So do you, person that says about the casual game. There are mobile games out there right now that are so good that they adapt those mobile
Dude.
games for consoles and PC.
Dude,
so
Sim.
on the mobile games,
Sim, I got a whole bunch of mobile games. Matter of fact, once we say goodbye here, I'm going to be on my bed playing a mobile game, man, easily, because that's what I can do. Shout out to Apple Games, that service as well, too, because that is worth it. That is so worth it. If you have never got Apple Arcade, get Apple Arcade, because that will take a lot of your time. Matter of fact, see, that was hard for me to do. It's like, okay, it's between Xbox, PlayStation, and Apple Arcade. You know what I'm saying? Or the Stadia. Yeah. So it's like, dude, it's crazy, man.
Hey,
so
no, that's Stadia.
but listen, the votes have, oh my goodness, this is a tight category. The votes are in, ladies and gentlemen, the winner for your favorite video game platform of the year is, oh boy.
It's a console we didn't even talk about, right?
PlayStation 5. It's a PlayStation 5.
Nintendo Switch. You guys picked.
Nah, there was a lot of PlayStation 5 votes, man. I'm sure. So
All right. PS5.
Listen, but you know what though? Shout out to Xbox, Microsoft, and Xbox, because they're really coming up on the right direction. Seriously, they're really coming up on the right direction.
It's brought to you by Bethesda. Look how it's. Yeah.
But yeah, PlayStation, Xbox is coming on the right direction. Mobile games are going to be seriously, mobile games are not to be slept on. Seriously, you're right about that.
Someday we're gonna talk about the Evercade.
We will.
Handheld and the Evercade versus.
But you know what though?
On this list, and it's a very special console, and it's hitting hard. We'll talk about it someday. It wasn't gonna win this time around. But don't sleep on the Evercade. I'm
gonna tell you something. Don't sleep on the Steam handheld, handheld console that's coming out next year. I can't wait for that.
We'll have to keep an eye on that thing.
Man, listen.
Good,
I reserved on that, man. I'm like, oh my god, dude, this is gonna be crazy. Oh boy.
The only thing that's gonna hurt that thing is the chip shortage. The
Steam Deck.
Supply chain's gonna hurt the Steam Deck. Yeah,
right.
That's the problem. It's a bad time. If they would have come out with it earlier or a couple of years down the line, it'd have been great. But man, they just had bad time. Same thing with the Amico. Yeah,
good point. Here's our next category. Our next category is wow moment. Wow moment. This is a time of the a moment in time for this year that just pretty much blew our minds. In the video game industry. We have a few wow moments, man, and some that have, reached your heart, touched your heart, that you can never forget, especially for years to come. Here are the nominations, or the nominees, for wow moment of 2021. It is Metroid Dread comes out of nowhere. Lady D meme explosion.
Yeah.
3, Dead Space remake gets announced. 4, Halo Infinite multiplayer mode releases out of nowhere. 5, Warhammer Space Marines 2 announcement. Or 6, elderly couple uses Craigslist to find game tutor for The Last of Us 2 and finds a friend. So I'm going to replay the nominees.
We forgot the one that's throwing in the mix.
Sure.
As a wow moment.
Uh-huh.
And that is The Matrix Awakens.
Yeah.
Unreal Engine 5.
The Matrix Awakens. That's right. Yeah, that's another wow moment.
Because they threw that in during the Game Awards, and you got to play it right after.
Right after there. Yep. And a lot of us did play it too. So we're gonna replay the nominees for best wow moment of 2021. Metroid Dread comes out of nowhere. You have Lady D meme explosion. You have Dead Space remake gets announced. You have Halo Infinite multiplayer mode releases out of nowhere. You also have Warhammer Space Marine 2 announcement. And then the last two, elderly couple uses Craigslist to find game tutor for The Last of Us 2 and finds a friend. And the Matrix game is released.
Well, it's a tech demo for Unreal 5. It's not really a full game, but it may be eventually. I think if it hits that, there's something in the mix out there. I think we would all agree. So
you said a tech demo for
it's a downloadable tech demo for the Unreal 5 engine for Matrix. It's a promotional thing, kind of like, remember how they did PT playable trailer for Silent Hills, but the game never came out.
Yeah, got you.
This is kind of like that thing where the tech demo is so good. It's interactive. I mean, you play it like a game, but I don't know. I don't know if I would call it a game. It's a demo, but it's
I mean, you get to have a little bit of action, shooting up some agents' cars and helicopters. Yeah. But the tech demo itself, where you get to go around the city and you get to change up anything on the program itself, from day night, driving cars, the whole night. I mean, it's a computer tech, you know, it's a tech stream for the work with Unreal Engine 5. So
it's awesome.
Yeah,
Very
it's amazing.
cool.
It's amazing.
Excellent. Yeah, you know what? I had to look up the elderly couple uses Craigslist to find, and I was like, that's a cutest moment ever, honestly. And you know, it kind of overlaps my feelings for when the Halo Infinite multiplayer dropped, man, because I like those feel good moments, you know. So I definitely had to put my vote in for the elderly couple, man, because first of all, do I want to be like that, man? You know, as far as like, you know, at that age, man, and then like, you know what, I need some help finding this game or beating this game, and then I get to find a friend afterwards, you know, and that's what a great warm moment, man, in the video game community in this dark world. Cause seriously, you know, for those even of age, you know what I mean, to go ahead and still have that experience to play a AAA title and to follow that story and to be amazed, man, that was probably the best, you know, experience for them, man, because it was like, again, it was a video game, it was a movie as well, too, for them, you know what I mean? So, you know, I had to put my vote for the elderly couple using Craigslist, man, for sure.
And keep in mind, Metroid and Dead Space are two of my, like, top 5 franchises of all time, so far as video games go. You don't know how hype I get for those games in that franchise. Mm-hmm. All that being said, I do have to agree with Mark. The story of the elderly couple. Okay, so just to paraphrase the story just real quick. So there was this an older couple who, and I don't remember their exact ages. What do you think? 60s?
Yeah, something like that, man. I guess.
In that age range. They were playing through The Last of Us 2 and, you know, enjoying the game and everything. And I guess they got to a part where the difficulty escalation came to be too much, right? Mm-hmm. And, you know, you need some reflexes and some critical thinking. They got stuck on some parts. So rather than just abandon the game, they went on Craigslist and they put out an ad saying, hey, are there any gamers out there that, you know, in the area that may want to, you know, join us and help us through this thing? And what ended up happening is somebody contacted them as this younger player and went to them and said, hey, you know, I'd love to help, and answered the ad. And they really formed a strong friendship that, you know, keeps going to this day. And mm-hmm. Helped them through the game. They all beat it together. All three, you know, the two, you know, older gamers and the younger gamer, they celebrated beating this game together, all three of them. And in a year where there were so many bad stories about bad actors in the gaming industry and so many disheartening things, it was really nice to hear a feel-good story like this.
Yes.
And I'm glad the story got told. 9 times out of 10, you don't even hear something.
You don't hear that. And that's why I had to look it up too, Siv. I was like, okay. And I was like, dude, this warms my heart. I love it. You know what I mean? Like, this is perfect.
I thought it warranted mentioning. I mean, everything else on the list is cool. You know, Warhammer Space Marines 2, I never thought that was ever going to be a thing. And it came out, or not came out, but it was announced. That's awesome.
Right.
Dead Space Remake, I'm like super freaking stoked. Every time I go to GameStop, I'm like, do you guys have a pre-order for it yet? Yeah, pre-order yet? I'm like, I'm hounding these guys. Mm-hmm. Metroid Dread to be announced and then come out like almost right afterwards, like within a couple months, was awesome. Nobody really, that was like rumblings for a while. Like we heard about that back, you know, a couple of years ago. They were like, oh, they're gonna make a new 2D, 2.5D Metroid game, mm-hmm. and all of a sudden they're like, oh, it's gonna drop, and I was like, you know, that was a wow moment. But yeah, I'm going with the Craigslist friends. I
Absolutely.
think it's cool.
Smoke, how about you?
Some positivity coming.
Yeah,
from
facts.
Yeah.
How about you, Smoke?
I mean, between the Matrix and the Warhammer, I got to say the elderly couple.
Mm-hmm.
Because we need more of that.
We do need more of that, absolutely. And we're going to definitely announce the winners here too, baby, because you know, like I said, it's a lot of different opinions, but the winner of the wow moment of 2021 is the elderly couple. Yep, the elderly couple. Go ahead. You gotta give up to them, man. That was a definitely feel good moment right there. Seriously, yo. So, you know, big shout out to them. I don't know if do they even use Twitter?
I was gonna say, I think they're still on MySpace.
We'll
find a way to contact them.
Yeah, I'm like, man, do they still even use Twitter? I'm like, hopefully they use Twitter. Or they probably get somebody on Craigslist to help them use Twitter, maybe. I don't know.
I was going to say, hey, I'm available. Maybe next year I can win my own Passies award.
Oh, man. Listen, we are halfway through the show. We got another category, which is we talk about the highs and we always going to talk about the lows. Now, we're going to definitely talk about the lows. We have the category Flub of the Year, Garbage Moment of the Year, Trash Moment of the Year, What is going on Moment of the Year, WTF. The nominees for Flub of the Year, Dumpster Fire of the Year. The nominees for Flub of the Year for 2021 is Grand Theft Auto, the trilogy launch, is hampered with performance problems. That's 1. 2, still no next-gen version of Cyberpunk 2077. My God, that's a freaking flub. Number 3, supply chain issues still plague everything with the whole pandemic for sure. 4, Activision Blizzard. I'm going to keep it right there. Activision Blizzard. That's it. Number 5, Marvel Avengers DLCs, skill tree problems, etc. And then our last nominee is Grand Theft Auto 6 is rumored to be in development hell. So I'm going to read those nominees again. The first nominee is Grand Theft Auto, the trilogy launched, is hampered with performance problems. The second one is still no next-gen versions of Cyberpunk 2077. The third one is supply chain issues still plagues everything. 4, Activision Blizzard. That's it. Number 5, Marvel's Avenger DLC skill tree problems. And number 6, I probably said 6 twice, I think. Grand Theft Auto 6 is rumored to be in development hell. My brothers, man, let's go ahead and talk about this flub, man. What pissed us off the most? And the chat is going wild, man.
Activision, you know it's going to be. I mean, despite anything else that's going on, Activision, because again, it's been making its rounds. It's still making this.
It's still making. I'm like, how this and it's still going through like so many issues, man. And every podcast and every show I'm hearing is always Blizzard, Activision, Blizzard. Like, oh God, dude, just burn the whole company down, or not even burn the whole company. Just go ahead and reroute everybody in the front office, throw them out, bring some new people in, man. Like something. Like seriously, get rid of the front office. That's it, Civ. I know you got something. Civ, what is your thoughts? I know it's hampering your. What is in your mind, dude?
All right. First of all, I remember back a long time ago. Y'all remember a rap metal crossover group called Body Count, right?
Mm-hmm.
Y'all remember who that lead singer was? So man, Ice-T.
T, yeah.
They came out with a song in the late '90s. It's called "Cop Killer."
Mm-hmm.
And I distinctly remember in an interview with Ice-T one time. Whoever interviewed him, they said, what was the backlash like? And he said, when the president of the United States of America uses your name in anger, you've messed up.
Mm-hmm.
And he kind of said it with a smile, but you could kind of see like he was like, wow, like we stepped on a landmine. We went pretty far with that.
Right.
Well, I just can't imagine a worse scenario right now where imagine you're the CEO of a company that's already being embroiled in all these other lawsuits,
mm-hmm.
for sexual harassment, discrimination, racial bias, workplace violations, antitrust lawsuits, all this kind of stuff. You're already in all these lawsuits, and yet you're still going to hold tight. While the president of Nintendo and Sony are using your name in anger. Oh, and Xbox too. Sorry.
Everybody
piled on. The presidents in the industry are using the name Activision and Kotick. What's his name? The president, CEO.
He who shall not be named. Put it that way.
Yeah, he who shall not. Yeah, and they're basically like you need to go. You need to step down. Minimally, you need to go to prison.
Yeah, facts.
But minimally speaking, step down. This isn't the flub of the year. This is the criminal act of the year, and it goes beyond a year. It is. You can't treat people like this. And you can't. When employees are walking out, when everybody's writing about you and reporting about you, and you're in the public eye, and you have clearly screwed up, and there are incriminating pictures and incriminating statements, and you're still fighting this nonsense, You no longer can convince me that you care about the players. You can't convince me you care about the employees. And I know that you don't care about your company. So step the fuck down.
There you go.
It's over. I don't curse on the show, but I will now. It angers me because Activision, the name used to mean something.
Yes.
Back in the day, it really did. It's been bought and sold several times over, and now it's become a joke of itself. So I don't even think we give lip service to the other things because I don't care. We're not going to get next gen Cyberpunk. It's never happening.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen.
It's not going to happen. And when it does, you know what it's going to be? It's going to be a port that comes out with like a text, retextured. It's going to be whatever. Who cares? I don't even care about Cyberpunk. It's off the radar.
Exactly.
But all this other stuff, supply chain issues, I don't care.
Yeah, that's not
Marvel
effective.
Avengers, DLC, I mean, these are all, like, if it weren't for Activision, we would have a debate.
Yeah.
We could sit here and we could talk about
That's
all these
true.
other things.
That's true.
You and Stoke came up with all these great nominations. And I'm sitting here going, I don't know, man. The Activision thing is just, I don't even think you give it an award. You can't really give it it's the award you don't want to get. It's the Razzie equivalent of the Passies.
That's right.
Like, you don't want to win this award.
But you know what though? It is definitely the votes of the chat that matters as well too. And
so go ahead. Smoke has to chime in.
Oh, so I'm sorry. Go Smoke.
No,
yeah.
I know.
Yeah, you're good. I'm sorry. I filibuster. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. And the flub of the year, the loser goes to, and the loser is Activision Blizzard. Yeah, for sure, man. Activision Blizzard, go screw yourself. You know, you are freaking, exactly. You get 2 claps in the middle finger. Listen,
I'll tell you what, it doesn't even add up to all those other. If you stacked up all those other nominees as one other nomination versus Activision, still it's the biggest flub. It's one of the worst out there, and they are not the only bad actor. This industry needs to clean up its act.
Absolutely, you're right about that. And now we go to our very own personal category that kind of touches our hearts and touches some other people's hearts as well too. It is the Pass the Controller Show Moment of the Year, the PTC Show Moment of the Year. Now, if you're a faithful follower of us, man, you've lived by these moments. You've seen us and doing various acts for this year, man. That pretty much was a very good feel-good moment for all of us, as community and as a PTC nation. Now, we have a good number of these, man. Now, here are the nominees for PTC Show Moment of the Year. 1, the Pass Controller panel at Too Many Games. This was the main Too Many Games panel in October. 2, Pass Controller gets a hands-on sneak peek at the Intellivision Amico. I keep saying Amico. 3, the Pass Controller panel at Gifts for Gamers, and this features intern Nick and Luna Chibi Fox as well too. So the Pass Controller panel at Gifts for Gamers with our co-hosts intern Nick and Luna Chibi Fox. Smoke's tour of Intellivision Studios in LA. And 5, intern Nick crashes the party, which we can cross that out, man, because we can. I ain't trying to give Nick an award. Stop. I love you, Nick. I love you, man. So those are our 5 nominees for PTC Show Moment of the Year. Again, the Pass Controller panel at Too Many Games, the main show at Too Many Games. You got the PTC has a hands-on sneak peek at the Intellivision Amico. Thank you so much to Tommy Tallarico for that as well too, for giving us the opportunity. The PTC panel at Gifts for Gamers featuring me, Civic, intern Nick, as well as Luna Chibi Fox, and Smoke's tour of Intellivision Studios in LA. And of course, our last one, intern Nick, crashed the party, which can crib. All right, anyway, so let's go ahead and talk it over, folks. What is our favorite moment?
Before Smoke even says anything, I gotta say, I loved being at Too Many Games this year. That was our first one that we ever did. I mean, we've always gone to it. We've covered it in the past, but this year we were a featured panelist, and that was really cool. It was a big honor to be there.
Mm-hmm.
But bar none, the best moment for me this year is Smoke being out there at Intellivision Studios. How many times can you honestly say you've been behind the scenes for, the development of a brand new gaming console? That's big. You can't, if the console is your cup of tea or not, it's up to you. But to just be able to say, like, on your resume, I got to see behind the scenes, and hands-on, that was cool, man.
That was really cool.
Standing right there, I thought that was really awesome. That really stood out for me, and I was super impressed. And Smoke did an awesome job of that one, so that gets my vote.
And you know what? I second that as well too, because not a lot of really big name, video game, journalist companies, man, can say that they've had hands-on experience. You know what I mean? I was actually looking at, like did IGN make it a behind the scenes? I was like, I ain't seen nothing really notable from IGN or from like Kind of Funny or anybody else, man. Like, I was like, man, wow. I was like, Smoke is the only ones representing us, man, to be out there in LA at the Intellivision Amico, the actual, freaking beehive, and just pretty much give us the good. And it's awesome. It's awesome. So that was like a win for us, man, as far as video game journalism goes, you know what I mean? And like I said, big shout out to everybody else as far as like the Too Many Games panels that we've done, man, the Gifts for Gamers, shout out to even the co-hosts, Nick and Luna, but at the same time, this was such a phenomenal opportunity especially for one person to do. And Smoke, like I said, you did a good job representing that. So, you know what I mean? So like, seriously, good job. A big applause to you, man. Seriously.
Well, and yeah, big heads up to Nick and Luna for their contributions. Gifts for Gamers was a lot of fun. I know it was unfortunate Smoke couldn't make it out there for that one because he had a previous commitment doing some film work, Mr. Hollywood. But it was very cool. It was cool having them. So yeah, we appreciate their contributions.
Absolutely. All right, go ahead, Smoke. How's your feelings?
First of all, shout out to Luna and Nick. They've been a great asset to our show and all, both at Too Many Games, on both occasions. And shout out to the major supporters that supported us this year. Too Many Games, definitely, without a question. I mean, they're seeing how well we've been working hard, and to get on the level of Too Many Games and to be a guest on their panels, that spoken volumes. So that meant the world to me. I know what it meant to Civ, and I know what it meant to Knuckles, and it meant the world to be able to get acknowledged through Too Many Games. So shout out to them, and to be able to meet other content creators in the gaming community, and knowing who we are and stuff. That was a major thing. Going to LA, that was something in the making with Tommy Tellerico. Special shout out to my boy Tommy Tellerico.
Mm-hmm.
I have a history with. Basically, this was something I've been working on for the last year and a half, guys.
Yes.
And it was my goal to go out in LA, kill two birds with one stone. Not only doing a film, but being able to meet up with Tommy. And Tommy, God bless him, he took the time not only to set me up to meet up with him and to come down to the studios. He gave me a personal one-on-one tour of the studio, of how they, building the Amico, hands-on, allowing us to shoot video. My boy Carlos got, shout out to him for shooting the video for me. And it was and also another thing Tommy was allowed me to do, to allow me in his office and check out his office, but he allowed me to check out the footage that they were going to premiere at G4, because the week that I came down was a week before G4. So I was able to see what they were going to present on IGN. And so I got a chance to see what IGN was going to see and show live for G4. I mean, for E3 this year. So it was a major honor. And later on in the year, all of us got a chance to hook up with Tommy at for the Amico here in Pennsylvania. So it was a major honor. This year for PTC overall, for the PTC Gaming Show, we had a good year. Despite COVID, despite all the obstacles we had a good year. So it wasn't just me, it was the team itself. It wasn't just one person, it was the whole team of the three of us. We've been doing this for like 4 years, going in our 5th season. And again, it's a team thing, because again, we've been planning this out and we've been having just a lot of fun doing it. Yeah. So it's not just me, you guys are with me. Even if you guys weren't there with me physically, you guys were with me in spirit. It was just like, I would just hear Sid's voice in my head, or I hear Mark's voice in my head, and I'm like, yo, man, don't forget to ask me this question. Come on, man. And Sid was like, I would get serious about asking the serious questions that Sid would ask. So it was important that we represent PTC out there in LA. And again, I've said this before, make no doubt about it. Once things are a little bit more calmer, PTC Gaming Show will be making its debut out at E3.
Oh, absolutely.
We'll be coming out to E3 sooner than you think.
Got that right. Here, man. Listen, and you know what? The chat agrees. Listen, you know who the winner is. We're going to put the drum roll, please, for best PTC show moment of the year is definitely Smokers, all love to you, man. Seriously, for going out there in LA representing, man. Listen, you already made your speech, so we.
Yeah, you kind of did.
You already made your speech real quick. So we're gonna skip Smoke's acceptance speech. Seriously, man. Listen, that was like I said, it's a nice feel-good moment, man. Nice feel-good moment. Now we're gonna make you feel good, ladies and gentlemen, of the chat too, because our next category is soundtracks. But before we go to soundtracks, we have a very, very special performance. I'm gonna say live performance, musical performance for you. And this performance is by a group very awesome that you're going to love. One is from, of course, the Angry Video Game Nerd, James Rolfman, and by Adam Shube was one of the guests for Past Controller. A bunch of friends came together, created a rockin' band called Rex Viper, and they have a music video, which is probably one of my favorites, called Mighty Wings and Hadouken. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Rex Viper with Mighty Wings and Hadoukens. I hope you enjoy. Yes, that was Mighty Wings and Hadouken from Rex Viper, man. Listen, I totally forgot to share the sound with you guys too. I was like, oh crap, I totally forgot, man. But listen, that was a phenomenal job by Mighty Wings and Hadouken, man. They did a great job. I loved them, man. Seriously.
You guys can find them on what are they on? Cinemassacre.com, RexViper.com. I think they're on all social media. But yeah, check those guys out. They're awesome.
Absolutely, man.
Great show at Too Many Games this year too.
They did. Shout out to all of them too, man. But the chat heard it too, so I'm glad the chat enjoyed it. And now we are going back, man, to our award show, and we are going into, speaking of the great music, we're going to Best Soundtrack of 2021. And now, the nominees for Best Soundtrack of 2021 is Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, Grand Theft Auto, the trilogy, Cyberpunk 2077, Sonic Color Ultimate, Sable, It Takes Two, and Deathloop. So those are our 7 nominees. I'm going to read them again. Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, Grand Theft Auto, the trilogy, Cyberpunk 2077, Sonic Colors Ultimate, Sable, It Takes Two, and Deathloop. All right, so while the chat is putting down their votes, man, guys, what do you think? What do you think? What's going on inside your heads as far as best soundtrack?
Guardians, because you got a little bit of a movie score, almost like a movie score. You have a lot of the great 80s mixture of pop, rock. I mean, seriously, you couldn't ask for anything better. I'm going to go for Guardians of the Galaxy. Just as good as the movie soundtrack when it came out with the movie. This is just as good for the video game. And a great video game score as well.
That's perfect. I like that. How about you, Sif?
I mean, I can give you my top 3. They're all great. I mean, Cyberpunk is in this list because it's a good soundtrack. I mean, that game has been, it's had its ups and downs, but one thing you can not dispute is the power of the soundtrack in that game. It's real good. I don't think it gets noticed. And the same thing could probably be said for Deathloop. Deathloop is way up there on my list because it captures the spirit so well. You're running around, you're doing this thing. It's a stealth-based game, so you have these like really nice, like subtle kind of low tones, like almost like a James Bond theme going on. And all of a sudden the action kicks and somebody spots you and the music crescendos seamlessly. It always sounds like there's like an orchestra right behind you and they're reacting to what they see.
Right.
That freaking game is so like in real time and reactive and organic. It's ridiculous. And that soundtrack it's in my top 3. Deathloop does not get enough credit for that soundtrack. And if you don't think that the soundtrack is good, wait till the end credits when it rolls all the songs into a melody, like a medley. Like it mashes them all up and they play out all the like original songs, and you're like, wow, I kind of didn't realize how good this soundtrack is. So when you beat the game and the end credits roll, just trust me, look for it online and then tell me how good or bad you think that soundtrack is.
That's fair enough.
The other one in my top 3, it's got to be Marvel's Marvel Guardians of the Galaxy. I can't say anything tonight. Guardians of the Galaxy, obviously. I mean, I almost think that's like the obvious choice because when just like when the list of songs came out and they posted up like, yeah, here are all the songs in the soundtrack. You're like, my God, it's every great song from like the late 70s through the end of the 90s. I'm like,
basically. Yeah, basically.
Because the other one in my top 3 would be like Grand Theft Auto trilogy, simply because of Grand Theft Auto Vice City, which I think is arguably one of the best soundtracks ever because of the 80s music. But think of that soundtrack and then think of Guardians of the Galaxy now. So I almost think like trilogy you almost have to disqualify because it's not new. It's kind of just you just re-release
it's still. Yeah,
I loved it.
Yeah,
I loved it.
You still gotta put that soundtrack in there.
San Andreas with all the hip hop in there, and you had all like the alternative songs of like the mid '90s. That Grand Theft Auto always like seems to seal the deal. But I'm gonna go out on a limb this year. I'm gonna say Marvel Guardians of the Galaxy. That's my pick. But damn it, Deathloop is so close.
Yeah, I feel you.
I gotta go Guardians of the Galaxy.
I feel you. You know what? I have to agree. It's between Sonic Colors Ultimate as well, and Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy. Both of them, again, like I said, just notable music that you love. And honestly, Sonic Colors Ultimate, man, to me, I love to critique Sonic games, the soundtrack for each Sonic game, and Ultimate actually just pretty much, it never left. Put it that way, you know what I mean? If you've known, if you played Sonic Colors for the Wii, you know what I mean? It's the same one, just remastered, revised, and all that too, and it just did their thing. So give a big shout out to, and I actually want to give a real shout out to Sable. Now, Sable's a really, as an indie game, a really crafty indie game. You gotta have a lot of patience for this, and I think both of y'all will go enjoy it too. Now, the thing that I love about the Sable soundtrack is that when you leave your city, spoiler alert, when you leave your city, the soundtrack, I was gonna say when you leave your city, eventually leave your city, the soundtrack comes into play more vividly with like the vocals, like the I guess the vocals in the back and all that too. Like you hear like the ladies sing and hum and all that too, and then they pretty much put the lyrics behind it, and it's so beautiful. And when I did that, like I was riding along the desert while the lady was singing right behind with the orchestra in the back, I was like, oh, dude, I'm so calm, dude. Like I'm just at a peace moment where it's beautiful. Honestly, dude, if you have never checked out Sable, very good indie game. Very good indie game.
We need to start splitting this category into original soundtrack versus adapted score.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Because I could split it like Marvel Guardians of the Galaxy, Grand Theft Auto Trilogy.
Right.
Because those games have music that exists outside of the game. Like
right.
They adapt those songs to the game. But then games with original score, you have games like
Sonic.
Deathloop.
Yes.
It Takes Two. Sonic.
Yep, Sonic. Yep.
By the way, can you think of a single Sonic game that doesn't have literally an amazing soundtrack?
Oh, yeah, sure, dude. Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right.
Like the Sonic games are amazing. The
Mm-hmm.
music games, and by the way, we didn't even talk about Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade.
Yeah. Good point.
That I wouldn't call it like a full game. I think that's why it didn't make the list. But let's not sleep on Final Fantasy VII. That's
true. That's a good point.
DLC, the additions are amazing. The soundtrack to that's awesome.
That is a very good point. That's a very good point. And
Big Smoke.
He smokes at Guardians of the Galaxy, right? Guardians of the Galaxy, and there's a lot of commotion in the chat, man. And I think to tally up the scores, I believe we have our winner, and of course, the winner for best soundtrack is Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy has taken the throne, of course. Yeah, but you know what though? That's a good idea to kind of we do another. So I feel like it's a good idea to kind of separate the original soundtrack from like the I guess the actual video game soundtrack needed. And I don't know. I guess it's a good idea, but you know what though? The soundtrack is a soundtrack, man. Basically, you know what I mean? If it's in the game, it is in the game. So yeah.
Smoke brought up a point too. In Guardians of the Galaxy, in that game, has a lot of original music.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It has, outside of all that licensed music, it has its own soundtrack. It sounds like a movie score. Like, so I think even if you stripped out all that licensed music, you'd still have arguably one of the best soundtracks this year. It's awesome.
Right, absolutely.
Expectations. You just don't even see it coming. So,
absolutely.
Yeah, I would still give it to Marvel. It's really, really
cool. Yeah, absolutely. Let's keep it rolling. We have the category Best Graphics. Best Graphics, of course, it goes to the game, man, where the crispiest of pixels shine in your face, man. And then, basically you can see every detail, every line in a person's face, every freaking sand of dirt in the floor. This is Best Graphics, and the nominees are Deathloop, Gran Turismo. We're not going to put Gran Turismo 7, are we? We're not going to put Gran Turismo. I'm sorry. We're not going to put Gran Turismo 7.
Did not qualify.
We put Forza. Forza, I'm sorry. The other racing game, Forza.
I would put Forza 5 in there.
Forza 5.
Yeah.
Resident Evil Village. Kena, Bridge of Spirits. The Forgotten City. And Marvel's Avengers, of course, the PlayStation 5 upgrade. So I'm going to read that again. We have for Best Graphics of 2021, Deathloop, Forza 5, Resident Evil Village, Kena, Bridge of Spirits, The Forgotten City, and Marvel's Avengers, the PlayStation 5 upgrade. All right, gentlemen, let's as the chat goes on to put their hashtag votes in the chat, man. What'd you say?
Deathloop.
Say Deathloop.
Yeah.
Yep, Deathloop. Deathloop. I love how Smoke is gun ho and Deathloop, but how he just is it's like Deathloop all day.
I called this is the second year I've told people not to sleep on certain games.
Yeah, I feel you on that. What about you, Civ?
Forza 5 is the most beautiful driving game ever made.
Ooh, man, that's an understatement.
Now, look, I am a massive Gran Turismo fan. I love Gran Turismo. I love Need for Speed. I love those games. I've always been lukewarm on the Forza franchise because I never thought I knew what it was. It was not quite a simulator, not quite an arcade racer. So it wasn't really on my radar. But I will tell you, like, after being hands-on with Forza 5, as not only one of the most solid driving games ever made, visually speaking, it's astonishing.
Mm-hmm.
It is just about one of the most gorgeous games I've ever seen.
Oh, yeah.
We need to stop talking about just graphics as a screenshot. We need to talk about graphics about the experience when you're in it.
There you go.
It's so convincing, you lose yourself. The sense of speed is insane in that game. So I don't know that it gets my vote, but I'm gonna just put it out there. That game is gorgeous. Resident Evil Village looks awesome.
Mm-hmm.
The atmosphere that's generated in that game, it's legit. Like, you are so immersed in that game. It's just amazing. My vote is gonna go. I have to go with Smoke. Deathloop. Its visual style has to get. You gotta grade that game on style points.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they did their homework. It has sort of like that, that 60s chic and Art Deco retro style, and like the whole, like, you're like stepping into, like, an Austin Powers set, with all the floral design. The colors it's just amazing, man. And as a James Bond fan and as a fan of, like, that whole era, it captures it spot on.
Mm-hmm.
It's gorgeous. Every locale. Now, granted, you only have like 4 different maps, but each one is thematically so different than the next, and the level of detail, it's so good. Like, it's fun to just walk around and look at stuff. You're like, wow, this world is so fleshed out. It's amazing. So I gotta go with Deathloop. And furthermore, the environment feels solid. Like, when you're in it, you feel like you're really in it. Like, walking around, exploring different things. There's no glitches. There's no, like, pop-up. There's nothing in there that takes you out of the video game experience. Like, all of a sudden you're like, oh, I forgot I'm playing a video game. No, you can immerse in that game very well. You really feel like one with the elements. And for me, I always feel like Deathloop is the closest we're ever going to get to GoldenEye, a new GoldenEye game.
Mm-hmm.
It took the James Bond feel of, like, GoldenEye and adapted it to a newer era. And I just love every bit of that game. I had a hard start with it, but after I got the hang of it and really got into it and immersed myself, I'm like, wow, not only is Deathloop awesome, it's one of the best games I've ever played. It's amazing.
It was definitely, you're right about that. Between those three, with Deathloop, Resident Evil, as well as Forza 5, I mean, you can talk. I mean, seriously, technology is going a long way, really, man. It gets to be, even more crispier, more beautiful. It feels like it puts you in the game, And to me, I have to give my vote to Forza 5 just because the fact that, when they did the showcase, I believe it was Summer of Games, and they announced it, they pretty much put it where it was like, we'll give you the visuals, you know what I mean? And I was like, okay, why are they giving us the visuals first? And I was looking, I was like, it is beautiful. And then all of a sudden they bring the car in and you start riding. But they always did that. They was like, they wanted the player to pay attention to the visuals first. Honestly, I would love to see Forza 5 in VR, I would love to see that just to feel like I'm out there on the road, man, with I can see every blade of grass. It's beautiful. The scenery is amazing. It's crispy. I love it, man. And I was never a Forza fan until now. And that game really won me over, and besides the gameplay, again, like I said, the graphics was just phenomenal. So definitely my vote goes for Forza 5, for sure.
Whenever I try to explain particularly to my father. He got me into gaming when I was a young kid, and he played games like Pole Position, right? And it always seems like that's the yardstick of achievement visually in my mind and in his mind. Whenever I show him like whatever the newest racing game is, because he doesn't really play anymore, but he likes to see that stuff. So if I show him Forza 5, he loses mind. I mean, it looks as real as it's probably gonna get. I know we always say that. That's always, but realistically speaking, how much better is it gonna look? Like it looks real. If you take a snapshot of that game and held it up to somebody, they would take them a moment to figure out, like, what am I looking at? What is it, is that a video game? Like,
yeah, absolutely.
You immediately know that you weren't looking at a video game. So we're to that point now. And people said that same thing about the Matrix tech demo. They were looking at it, and Smoke brought it up earlier. They were looking at Keanu Reeves, and people were like, is that him, or is it a video game?
Yeah, right.
Like,
that's
you
true.
Really couldn't tell. And they're like, trust us, Unreal Engine looks good. So I'm like, all right,
that's a good point. That's a good point.
Cool.
Yeah, that's a good point. And there's a lot of diverse votes in the chat as well too. So we're definitely going to, with all the tallies right now, we're going to make our announcement for the best graphics of 2021, and the winner for best graphics of 2021 is Forza 5 has won it again. Thank you so much, Forza. Listen, congratulations, Forza. He took it all. Yeah.
Had Gran Turismo 7 come out in time,
if it came out in time, yeah, for sure.
Maybe it would have given it some run for its money. But
honestly, you know what's so funny? Honestly, close second was Kena, Bridge of Spirits, man. Kena has Kena has some very beautiful.
We talked about that game. We talked about the game a little bit at Gifts for Gamers.
Yes.
And visually that game is awesome.
It's beautiful. It's
really
definitely beautiful. So now before we are coming to the last couple categories of the nights, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, we have our Game of the Year, the official Game Awards Game of the Year. You can revote the official Game Awards Game of the Year, as well as the other Game of the Year, our Game of the Year. But before we go to the Game of the Year's categories, we want to give out the Lifetime Achievement Award. And I'm going to throw this to Civic, who can definitely talk about this man right here. Civic, give your opinions on the Lifetime Achievement Award, the winner of the Lifetime Achievement Award, please.
Yeah, so this is about the time we like to talk about somebody in the industry that we feel that needs a bit of recognition for their achievements, for their dedication to the industry. Somebody who we would, without their knowledge, without their vision, without their entrepreneurship, we would not have an industry as it is. And I think that there's nobody currently more fitting and worthwhile of receiving this honor than Mr. Nolan Bushnell himself. Was born in the early 40s, came up as an engineer and bit of a programmer himself, and realized the potential in the video gaming industry. At the time, before the Atari, we had games that we could play. Video games were in the arcade format. You had to go somewhere. You had to go to an arcade. You had to go to, a bar or somewhere that would have a single arcade game. And it was usually either Computer Space, or it was Pong, or some other rudimentary game. He is the first one, Mr. Nolan Bushnell. He realized the potential of adapting this technology for home use. This was something that he realized, hey, let's, hook something up to TVs that people already have. They can buy games for it at their leisure, plug them in, transfer them, whatever. So Mr. Nolan Bushnell, the founder of not only Atari, but also Chuck E. Cheese, which is also a big.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's really cool. The man was very diverse. He was a very, very enthusiastic person. He was the original true believer in the video game industry as something more than just a niche hobby or something that was just a passing phase. He put his heart and soul into this, and to this day is still very instrumental in the video gaming industry. Somebody who you can't start talking about the lineage and the history of gaming without his name being brought up. It's inevitable. There are certain people's names that are just synonymous with gaming, and Nolan Bushnell, he's certainly to credit, especially for the launch of the Atari 2600. We would not be sitting here right now without the Atari 2600. We would not be sitting here right now without Nolan Bushnell. we wouldn't be. There would be no PlayStation. There would be none of this. We would not have what we have today if not for that man. So huge kudos to him. Much respect, much love, Mr. Nolan Bushnell, wherever you are. Thank you so much. This award goes to you. This is the Lifetime Achievement Award, and being as you are still achieving and still living it out, living your best life, my man, you deserve this, every bit of it. Take the credit. We love you very much, and we just wish you all the more years of creativity and happiness, my man. And please, if you can, just bring Chuck E. Cheese back. We need Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah, right, exactly, man. Big shout out to Nolan Bushnell, the Lifetime Achievement Award winner. Like I said, thank you, Nolan Bushnell, for giving us, pathway, man, to the gaming, to our gaming careers, for sure, man. So thank you so much.
He also, just before we close on Mr. Bushnell, one more thing that he's credited for is called Bushnell's Law, and this is something about, something he attributes to how video games should be constructed and perceived is, quote unquote, easy to learn and difficult to master. Easy to learn and difficult to master. So that is really truly, in his estimation, what made a great video game. And I think that adage still holds up today. Yeah. Easy to learn, difficult to master. That's really at the heart of every great game, isn't it? Isn't that even just like the motto for life, I guess, as it were. So,
right.
Mr. Bushnell, Lifetime Achievement Award. We love you, buddy.
Bushnell, we love you, man. Thank you so much, man. Yeah. So that is our 2021 Lifetime Achievement Award. You'll definitely be up in the wall, with, the greatest of greats of video game inventiveness. Ralph Baer, yep.
Jerry Lawson.
And Jerry Lawson, absolutely.
So he's now the third recipient of the Lifetime Achievement Award.
Beautiful.
Lifetime Achievement.
Exactly. Now we've come to our last two categories, which we're dying to get everybody's vote in. So again, if you want to vote, make sure that you are in chat, putting hashtag and your game of choice for these categories. Okay, hashtag and your game of choice, because we are in our last two categories, ladies and gentlemen, of the 2021 PTC Gaming Awards. Here we have Game of the Year, and of course, these are this is a game that is pretty much notable in the mind of the world. Basically, these games were recognized at the Game Awards as well too. We definitely want to see your viewpoint as a PTC Nation to see which game would come out on top if we were to vote as a collective group. Right now, the Game of the Year, the official national Game of the Year, we have for the nominees, It Takes Two, Metroid Dread, Deathloop, Forza Horizon 5, Resident Evil Village, and Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy. Now remember, these were the games that were pretty much also in the Game Awards Game of the Year list, but we also want to put out...
By the way, we came up with our list before they did. That's a fact.
We did.
We did.
Listen.
No, we kind of agreed. Like last year we were a little bit different, but this year it was almost verbatim. All the choices that we came up with as a group, they were basically the ones they came up with too.
Absolutely.
So that bodes well for the gaming world.
Absolutely. So again, the Game of the Year nominees are It Takes Two, Metroid Dread, Deathloop, Forza Horizon 5, Resident Evil Village, and Marvel's Guardian of the Galaxy. I'm going to throw it out to while the chat is going with their votes. I'm going to throw it out to you guys. What are your favorite Game of the Year, or what is your Game of the Year choice? Basically, you know mine, dude. Seriously, it's pretty much like our last talk in the last episode. Basically,
do we know yours?
Oh, dude, you know mine.
Oh, we do. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, you know mine. I was excited, dude.
Yeah.
I was excited.
You already know mine.
Uh-huh.
Well, it can't be It Takes Two for me because I didn't finish it yet. So that's my problem.
Right.
I don't feel like I've experienced the full game, and I know that like all the emotional impact probably comes like in the third act.
Yes.
So I'm not there. Like my wife bailed on it. She can't play that game with me. It's too hard for her. I'm not bashing her. She's just not a gamer. So I can't say I can't go with It Takes Two. I love Metroid, but it's not Metroid Dread. Forza Horizon 5 is great. Resident Evil is still Resident Evil, which is cool, but it's still look, man. It's Deathloop for me.
It's definitely for you. Yep.
Hey, I'm gonna go. We can talk about. Deathloop sort of pissed me off when I first started playing it because I think that there were aspects of it that rush you into the game without a lot of explanation.
Mm-hmm.
But then I realized later that's kind of the point. You're really supposed to be very disoriented when that game starts.
Right.
There's no rhyme or reason to anything. And for me, that's contradictory to how I am. Mind you, I just got done playing like, Doom Eternal before I came into Deathloop. So I thought it was like a run and gun and kill and smash. No. Deathloop is a stealth game. Deathloop, like I said, it's like GoldenEye. You have to be really strategic. Nobody plays GoldenEye just rushing in and blasting everything. You kind of have to be a little more tactful. You have to have a goal. Once you realize what the goal of that game is and how things work together, you have this epiphany moment where you're like, this is not just entertaining and compelling. It's just a beautiful experience.
Right.
That game is crafted.
Mm-hmm.
It's made with love and intent, and it plays well, and it looks great. It sounds good, and you care about the characters. You care about the bad characters. That's like it just, to me, it's the culmination of everything that's really good that can go into a game. So Deathloop for me, like, I'm glad I stuck with it. I thank Smoke for that because he kind of talked me down from the ledge at one point. I was kind of like, I don't get it. I don't get this game. He was like, do this, and this, and just see how it plays out. And I'm like, okay, cool. And I did. And I'm like, it clicks, and you're like, wow, wow, this game's absolutely amazing. So I'm not gonna beleaguer the point. These are all great games. These are all great games. The worst game on this list, I couldn't even tell you which one it is. They're all great, but this was a good year for games in general. There were a lot of games that didn't make this list.
Right.
That's why we have the other game of the year.
Right.
But nothing comes close. Deathloop to me is almost like I thought it was going to get game of the year for the video game awards. The main video game awards.
Right.
I was really, I guess It Takes Two is really good, and I just didn't see that part yet.
Yeah.
From what I
played, my man, he would have been up and down, running around the freaking aisle.
Dude.
I didn't win. That's what, because Mark Keeley was even telling him, sit your ass down, don't get up, and everything else. He's like, I'm like, oh hell. I'm like, you know what? Give it to him because I understand. I said, he understood the assignment.
Dude, the fact
Keeley understood the assignment. He was like, you know what? Let him win.
Dude, the fact of the matter was like I was like it may not be one of our past episodes. I said it may not be nominated, but I gotta pay a homage to It Takes Two. And then when they said the nominees and they say It Takes Two, I was like, okay, we're getting there. We're getting there. And then when they announced It Takes Two, I was like, Joseph Ferris, the creator of It Takes Two, I was like, you done it. Dude, I've been riding on your back for the longest, dude.
You want to talk mad stuff?
Oh my God, like seriously.
Yeah,
so
look at me,
dude.
Mind you, he also created A Way Out.
A Way Out, exactly. And that's another Oscar now.
That's an Oscar. You almost said it. That's an Oscar caliber game.
Yep.
It's only like 4 hours long, but it's played like a movie. You're like, it's oh my God, it's so fun. It's
beautiful. So you guys say Deathloop, I'm gonna say It Takes Two. The chat has chimed in on all three social medias. Ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna do our winners, and the winner for Game of the Year, the 2021 is It Takes Two, baby. That's what we do here. It Takes Two.
You paid the mark.
Listen, I don't pay people, man. I don't pay people.
I know you did, Mark.
I don't pay people. I don't pay people. Everybody loves It Takes Two, man. Everybody loves It Takes Two. Like It Takes Two is definitely a great game from start to finish. Deathloop is the same thing. It's a very.
Hold on, I want to recount.
People say that. Yeah, I'll pay them off in beer. Listen, this is what we do. Listen, thank you. It Takes Two. Thank you, Joseph Ferris. You definitely, Joseph Ferris. We will definitely tweet you, Joseph Ferris, and Haslight Studios, man, for that remarkable game for sure.
I would believe he would come on the show too.
I hope he does. You know what? I gotta DM him. I gotta DM him.
I can see him come on the show too.
We need that guy. Even if just for 5 minutes.
Oh, for sure.
Like, you just spare 5 minutes.
Yep.
Just come on. I just want to like let you go and do your thing.
Facts.
I don't even have any questions for you. Just say some stuff.
Facts.
Yeah,
Facts.
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen.
I won.
Yeah.
This is what we do now. Now it comes down to our last category, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. The last category of the 2021 PTC Gaming Awards. It is the other game of the year. Let's call it the PTC Game of the Year.
White meat.
The other white meat. The other PTC Game of the Year. Listen, we have great games. This is games that pretty much to us, to the community, we felt that were phenomenal games. We felt that these games were at the same caliber as the ones that the Game Awards pretty much nominated, and we felt like they could have fought alongside them, and one of them could have won for sure.
We gotta recap real quick. We have to recap because do we remember what won Game of the Year last year?
Oh.
Do I talk about the Game Awards or for us?
No, our game. I don't care about the Game Awards. Talk about this. We're here. This is our.
It was. God darn. What was it? Holy crap.
Oh, come on.
Holy crap. I should know this, yo. I should know this. Oh my.
Somebody in the chat knows.
It can't.
Was it not God of War?
It was God of War. It was God of War. Yeah.
I'm not really asking. I'm trying to jog your memory.
I think it was God of War. I think it was God of War.
But do we remember what won for the other Game of the Year last year?
We would have to go back to our tweets and see, who we congratulate to be the Game of the Year.
It wasn't Last of Us 2.
No, it wasn't Last of Us.
The other Game of the Year last year was Streets of Rage 4.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. I remember that now. Yep. We gave it to Streets of Rage. You're right. So before we go to our other Game of the Year award nominees, again, we're going to recap everybody that won tonight, man, for sure. Of course, Best Multiplayer goes to Halo Infinite. Video Game Character of the Year goes to, what did it go to? It went to Colt Vaughn from Deathloop. Then we had Video Game Movie of the Year. That went to Free Guy. Video Game Platform of the Year went to Sony PS5. Of course, the wow moment of the year went to elderly couple uses Craigslist to find game tutor for The Last of Us 2 and finds a friend. Flub of the Year, the loser goes to Activision Blizzard. PTC Show Moment of the Year, of course, goes to Smoke's Tour of Intellivision Studios in LA. The soundtrack of the year goes to Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy. Graphics goes to Forza 5. Of course, the Lifetime Achievement Award goes to Nolan Bushnell. And then the Game of the Year goes again to It Takes Two. So, ladies and gentlemen, now we are at the other Game of the Year, the PTC Show Game of the Year. Of course, this is a game that's recognized by the PTC community, by PC Nation, and by us as well as gamers that should have been nominated for Game of the Year but didn't, and we feel like they should be recognized as well too. And I'm going to add one more game as well too in here. So it's going to be 7 games. It's going to be
okay.
All right. So the other Game of the Year nominees are Returnal, Life is Strange: True Colors, Psychonauts 2, Halo Infinite, Kena: Bridge of Spirits, Sonic Colors Ultimate, and Outriders. Those are the 7 games. So I'm going to say it one more time. Returnal, Life is Strange: True Colors, Psychonauts 2, Halo Infinite, Kena: Bridge of Spirits, and Sonic Colors Ultimate, as well as Outriders. That is our other PTC Game of the Year nominees. PTC Viewer Choice, as the chat says, PTC Viewer's Choice. All right, so while the chatters putting down their votes for the other Game of the Year or the PTC Viewer's Choice Game of the Year, what say you, panel of judges?
I would say Outriders because I love the storyline and it had a good redeeming factor. The fact that you were able to make a strong comeback. I mean, they did a good job this year as far as first time out, but they even came back even stronger by the end of the year, and they didn't pull any punches. They listened to the fans, and you have a good game when you listen to the fans, you listen to fan feedback, and you're doing the DLC for free. I mean, what more could you want? And the storyline is good, and it's so much. They got even a bigger storyline coming out in 2022. So, hands down, for me, it was Outriders.
Excellent. Okay. Civ, how about you?
I feel like it's almost too easy to say Halo Infinite.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing against the game, but it is, for better or worse, it still is just another Halo game. Okay, it's a great Halo game,
Mm-hmm.
but it is another Halo game. So that's the only reason I wouldn't vote for it, is because I just want to see something tried that hasn't been done quite yet, like something new. Life is Strange: True Colors is an amazing game.
Mm-hmm.
Again, it hits all the beats of other Life is Strange games, and that is a good thing. I mean that as a plus. But if you played the others, you can expect certain things now. Like, they always do different things thematically. It's a little bit different, but that's a strong title. Outriders, honestly, haven't played it. I don't feel qualified to speak on it.
Okay.
Everybody I know, though, says it's great. But I think that's like your real like underdog story game of the year. From everything I've heard, it feels like it's being criminally neglected. So I can't say one way or the other because I have not played that game. The one game I can say that I think is really good, and this is going to shock Knuckles over here. I would, in any other year, I'd probably say Returnal.
Okay.
Because Returnal tried something new. It did different things. I love like dark stories like this, but some of the, like artistically, the game's beautiful. There's a little bit of some of the aspects are a little bit like frustrating, but they fixed things in later patches. I'm going to blow all your minds. I'm going to say I think the award goes to Sonic Colors Ultimate.
Wow. Hey. Okay.
That game is really, really, like, if you're a Sonic fan, you gotta play it. It's real good. It's probably the best Sonic title we've seen in maybe like the last 15 years,
Mm-hmm.
20 years. I mean, honestly, it's really back to a really good feel for that franchise. I know that if you haven't played it, you probably can't speak on it. Go do yourself a favor. Just look online at some of the gameplay.
Yes.
Listen to that game. You can tell that it's a game made for fans by fans.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to say, well, you said that, Halo Infinite is still just a Halo game and all these other, IPs that have been around forever. Yes. But Sonic Colors, I think, it goes above and beyond. It's doing new things. They're reaching out. They're branching out. They're doing for Sonic what Nintendo has done for Mario in the last couple of years, taking what works and making it better. So that's my pick. I got to go with Sonic Colors.
I am so surprised.
That wasn't even one of my nominees.
And
I didn't nominate that game. I got to go with it. It's a good pick.
And you know what's so funny? Like I said, I was going to lean towards Halo Infinite as well too. Yeah. But the way Sonic Colors Ultimate kind of impacted me for sure. Not just like I said, by a Sonic fan for sure, you know what I mean? But just the fact that the way they, turned that game around, the way, like I said, everything comes to like a perfect mold. As far as the music, as far as the speed, the graphics, man, just the way Sonic, just the way the gameplay feels, you know what I mean? It's so perfect. I loved it. Everybody was clamoring for it, man. It was when it was first announced, pre-orders was going wild. I was like on the first in line getting that game, dude, and I was like, yes, I cannot wait to play it. Like seriously,
it does for the series the same thing that Metroid Dread did for Metroid.
Right, facts.
It brings it back to the basics, but it turns the volume up on everything. Like everything is bigger and better. Like if you were a kid in '91 playing like the original like Sonic game, and you were like, I wonder what this game could possibly look like in like 30 years from now. Well, now you know. Like, it looks good. Like, it's really cool. It's a franchise that still works.
Absolutely.
And I promise you, I will try to play Outriders and formulate an opinion on that.
Absolutely.
I haven't played it yet. I hear it's good.
Yeah, for sure. And we got a lot of votes in, man. So let's go to the winner of the other Game of the Year, the PTC Viewers' Choice Game of the Year. That's what the chat's saying right now. The PTC Game of the Year is... Kena, Bridge of Spirits, that has won the other Game of the Year. Congratulations to Kena, Bridge of Spirits, man, for winning that. Listen, yeah, everybody loves Kena, man. Seriously, Kena was a beautiful game. Kena was a beautiful game, and it did justice. It did justice, man. Seriously, and like I said, that's one indie game that is phenomenal. You know, so if you haven't played Kena Bridge of Spirits, definitely play Kena Bridge of Spirits. You know, so absolutely for sure. Seriously, so Kena, this Passies for you.
Well deserved.
Exactly, ladies and gentlemen, that will be it of the 2021 PTC Gaming Awards. Listen, this is another great year, man. I mean, 2021 has been phenomenal. Like, seriously. I mean, before we even go, like, what do we look forward to 2022, guys?
Oh man, shoot. Dead Space.
Mm-hmm.
Sifu.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You know, Horizon.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, come on.
It's a lot of good titles coming out in 2022.
There's a lot of hits coming out.
Yeah, that's true.
Sony's gonna have a good year.
For sure, absolutely. I feel like it's gonna be Sony's comeback year. You know what I mean? Just put everything on the table. You know what I mean? They seen what Xbox did. You know, but it's going for everybody, not just Sony, for everybody.
They're even coming out with a Sony VR. So.
Oh yeah, we can't wait to see. Oh, yeah. We might have to put that in the catalog. Best VR game. We got to put that in there as well too, man. Like seriously, dude. Yeah.
I'm with Smoke on Dead Space, because if they can do for the Dead Space remake what Square Enix did for Final Fantasy VII remake, we're in good hands.
Yep. And
everything that we saw, like when we first saw that interview with the new developers on Dead Space remake, they really love the franchise. You can tell, like they just like ooze that excitedness for that franchise. So if that plays out the way I think it will, we're in for a treat. And I think that's going to be, I don't want to say it's a lock for some awards next year. I don't know if it's going to be Game of the Year.
Yeah, we'll see.
Early to talk about that.
We'll see.
Warhammer 2.
Dying Light 2 is coming out next year.
Chad also put out another Sonic Frontiers is going to be out too, man. That game, brand new Sonic game. So we have, a lot.
New Ninja Turtles.
Ninja Turtles, yeah. Yes. Ooh.
You know, it's exciting time. And then I also think by the end of next year, you're going to hear an announcement for a PS5 Pro. You're not going to get it next year, but we're going to hear an announcement for it.
Yes.
I think the new VR, to Eric's point, I think we're going to start seeing some rumblings about that, because I think that PlayStation VR is very good. It's a good. If you've tried it, you'll understand what I'm saying.
And I'm gonna put out a prediction. I think the Steam Deck is going to be the Switch killer.
Oh, I don't know.
I think that's going to be a Switch killer, dude.
Wait, didn't you say that about Stadia?
I did say that about Stadia. I flopped on that.
No, are you joking? I don't mean to like.
No, I have just. I'm just putting a bold prediction. Now the NFL always put like bold predictions on it too. I'll put a bold prediction.
So who are you, Steve Smith? What are you doing, man? No, listen, it's gonna do fine. Steam Deck's gonna be fine, but the demographics is completely different. Like, one is not going to steal from the other. Nothing is a Switch killer. First of all, Switch is one of the most popular.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Not only on the market, it's one of the best-selling consoles of all time. So to anybody say they're going to kill it, no, just because it looks the same. Look, I know a lot of cars that have 4 wheels and drive, and then there's a Lamborghini. Okay.
Yeah, right.
Car kill, but there's enough room for everybody. There's enough slices of the pie. We're going to get the Amico next year.
Oh yeah.
Knock on wood. We will. We're going to get it. But next year's going to be awesome for games. I would expect that we're gonna see the Uncharted movie. We're gonna see the Last of Us TV show.
Halo coming out. Halo the series.
Halo series. Yeah, there's a lot of. Next year we may be to the point. We might be to the point where we're gonna have a category for like best video game TV show, because we're gonna have The Witcher. We're gonna have all these different things where Castlevania, the Netflix series showed us how good like a video game series could be.
I forgot about this.
Facts. That's true. Facts.
It's amazing. So there's a lot to look forward to, and I think that obviously just follow us. We're going to hit you guys up with all the news and fun stuff. Before we sign off, man, I just wanted to thank everybody for a really good year. I know we're still living in the age of COVID and uncertainty with regard to that whole thing, and it kind of sucks, but it's also very cool to know that we have really cool people we can play with and game with and joke with and all that stuff, and people that will sit there and take the time to watch our silly show. So we appreciate that. It makes it worth doing, and for everybody that came out and saw us this year at the conventions we went to, we really appreciate your help. Luna Chibi Fox, Nick the intern, you guys did awesome this year. Thank you so much for your contributions. Thank you to Smoke for heading out to LA, doing his thing, grinding it out, getting our names out there. just rocking and rolling. And last but not least, I got to throw a big thanks to Knuckles here, man. Like he's the heartbeat, man. He's just rocking and rolling, doing his thing, putting his thing together. You're the personality, man. You're the smile behind the PTC, so we appreciate it, man. So holidays to everybody.
Yeah.
Show.
Hey, big round of applause to Civic, man. That's the mind, seriously, dude. The man that's like the encyclopedia over here, cuz that gives us the video game knowledge that you need to know.
You love me. You
and
really
so seriously, man, like I said, if I could give awards, I'll give awards out to both these guys, Smoke and Civ. Seriously, they did a good job, seriously. And to all of you guys, like I said, y'all made season 4 amazing. And this is the end of season 4 for Pass Controller. And we're going to walk into season 5 with some new ideas. Like I said, we're going to probably reach out to some of you streamers as well too. We're going to have so many live events, man, so many special guests, man. It's going to be insane. Trust me, you will never want to look at another video game news ever again, except for Pass Control. we stop. No, I like to do that all sometimes too. No, but for real though, like seriously, thank you so much for making season 4 really fun for all of us. Like seriously, and this is great. This is amazing. And catch us on season 5. Like I said, let's start a brand new year off the right foot, like we always do. Ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be it for the 2021 PTC Gaming Awards, the Passies. Thank you so much for voting. Thank you so much and congratulations to the winners. We're going to definitely tweet you out on Twitter as well too, so you're going to get the recognition you well deserve.
I have to start shipping out all these trophies I have.
There you go. Exactly. Again, like I said before you go, ladies and gentlemen, we always do, we have the end game credits that you need to know. So again, for those that missed the show, make sure that you go ahead and spread and share this live stream event, man, for everybody, so that they can't miss this wonderful Gaming Awards show that you guys were involved in, man. Make sure that everybody else gets a crack at seeing us as well too. If you want to jump in with us, like I said, we have Pass Controller on Facebook, on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube. I mean, maybe TikTok. We might do a Discord soon. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? We'll see what happens. Get the community in with us as well, too. Make sure that you definitely email us your gaming questions at ptcgamingshow@gmail.com. If you have anything to ask for us for our next live show. Again, you want to jump into a nice community, we have PTC Nation. And what you want to do is you want to go to Pass Controller Facebook page. Make sure you scroll down, you see the banner for PTC Nation, and you'll see PC Nation, the banner right there is a huge community. It keeps growing. It gets more beautiful with a lot of gamers sharing their gaming clips, all that, their memes, polls, questions, anything that you want to put in PTC Nation, it is just for you. Make sure that you do follow that page, man. Like I said, this is PTC Nation. We can all pass the controller together. And that is it. That is the last time I'm saying that for season 4. I'm so tired of saying that. Ladies and gentlemen, man, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be it, man, for oh my God, season 4, man. What a rush. What a ride, man. Listen, everybody have a safe new year. Seriously.
Dude, we went a whole year without breaking a chair.
How about that? That was last year's PTC moment, or like 2 years ago, I think, man. 2 years ago. Oh my God, smoking. Oh my God, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be it for us. Thank you for enjoying season 4 of Pass Controller, man. We'll see you in season 5. For Smoke, for Civ, I'm McNux, and as always, get good, peoples.
Peace and hair grease, y'all. Peace and hair grease.
Nice job. Good job, guys. Wow. Are you gonna tweet those out, Mark? Nick, you wanna do that? I don't know. I figure we take turns. You might be a little more adept with the social media thing.